on this past Monday Night Raw, it was basically revealed that Roxanne Perez is more or less gonna be working with the Judgment Day, as Finn Balor has introduced her into the group. They've been talking for a few weeks now. I think we all kind of seen this coming. And I made a video about it that a lot of people did not like. I said that I did not want to see Roxanne Perez in this group, and I thought it was a bad decision. A lot of people said, oh, well, we haven't even seen it play out. We don't know if she's even going to be in the group. I'm going to be real with y'all. We've seen this before. We've seen it with JD McDonough. We've seen it with Liv Morgan. We've seen it with Carlito. We've seen it with Raquel, etc., etc., etc. So I don't really want to hear the thing of like, oh, we don't know how it's going to play out. We've seen it play out now multiple times. And then as far as the whole claims that, well, Judgment Day has made superstars and all this stuff, so Roxanne Perez going to that group, and me being a very big Roxanne Perez fan, I should be happy. My issue with it is that I don't like the fact that both Rhea and Liv have basically more or less been sexually exploited now, and that's how they became superstars. If you look at Rhea early Judgment Day to now, if you look at Liv Morgan pre-Judgment Day to now, both of them are more or less very much so sexually exploited, and I do not want that to happen to Roxanne Perez, because I don't think the women wrestlers should have to get over in that way, and just in my opinion. But as far, and these are like some of the takes that people did not like at all, because people said that, well, it's not really happening with Rhea and Liv. If you think it's not happening, I'm just gonna, that's just your stance. I'm not even gonna try to argue that as well. But that little part about Judgment Day making stars and this being good for Roxanne Perez, that stuck with me, and it was like, well, you know what? That's not the most wrong. That Roxanne Perez, if you know, Judgment Day doesn't implode from this whole entire Roxanne Perez joining, which I do believe they're going to implode. I don't think they're gonna last after Roxanne Perez. Will it actually make her a star? And then it started getting me thinking, like, you know, well, has Judgment Day actually been a successful group? Because there were a few comments saying that they feel like Judgment Day has failed, that the last time Judgment Day was good was when it was Edge, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. Some people said they like it when it was just the original four. Well, not the original four, but like the original four after Edge was kicked out. When it was Damian, Dom, Rhea, and Finn Balor. Some people said they like it when it was just Finn Balor, or like pre-Dominic Mysterio. So I have a few things here as far as the pros and cons of this group. Now, obviously, the biggest pro of this group is that, yes, stars have been born from this group. Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, Dominic Mysterio, Liv Morgan. 1000%, you cannot deny the fact that had it not been for Judgment Day, maybe they don't reach the level that they have. 100%. Longevity. That's, while this group may not have been perfect at every single point in time, they've been able to last a lot longer than I think a lot of people would have expected, especially when you take into account that Edge, which is more or less confirmed that because of the Cody injury that Edge did, I mean, like the whole breakup, well, not the breakup, but the removal of Edge did happen early, because there was supposed to be like a big Judgment Day, Cody Rhodes feud that happened a lot earlier that eventually led to Edge's removal from the group, because I guess the reports are that Cody was supposed to go over Edge, and then that was going to cause Finn Balor to join the group, and then that was going to lead to, Edge's removal from the group. So the fact that they were able to survive that, which, you know, eventually just became Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley, and Dominic Mysterio, and while I do like Finn Balor, I really, really do, the guy's not really, you know, been that great in WWE. So, I mean, for him to be a leader of a group, and for this group to really not have much, you know, experience and still be able to survive, that says a lot right there in itself. And then it's even been able to survive even after Damian and Rhea. Now, whether you say it's great, that's a whole different thing, but it's definitely been able to survive. And then I think the biggest parts of this group that are probably like the best part of it, in my opinion, are that it showed that women can lead male-led or male majority factions. Rhea Ripley was the leader at one point in time. Liv Morgan was basically the leader as well. And it showed that they can lead groups even when the groups either look dominant or look like, you know, more or less jobbers in a sense, but that they can lead the group, and that we can possibly do these things in the future where we can start having more women-led factions and less always just male-led factions. Mind you, it was also competing with the Bloodline at one point in time as well, so to still be able to survive even when the Bloodline was starting to get even hotter and hotter thanks to the whole Final Boss being added into it, and then the Cody and Seth versus, you know, Final Boss, or why I call him Final Boss, versus The Rock and Roman and all that stuff getting added in there, and them Judgment Day not really getting a great WrestleMania showing last year. Because like Rhea and Becky was kind of just like great match, but it wasn't really, you know, pushed the way these other ones were. It wasn't even pushed the way that Bayley and Damage Control were. Mind you, they're also competing with Damage Control as well. So for Judgment Day to be able to survive despite the fact that these other groups are probably looking much better all around, that does say a lot about the group. As far as the star point though, I will say a lot of the stars like Damian, Dom, Liv, I feel like a lot of them were built upon the fact that it's going to eventually be destroyed. Like Liv Morgan, man, I'm gonna be real with you. Liv Morgan is kind of a stretch. I'm gonna say that. If anybody said that Liv Morgan was a superstar because of Judgment Day, I'm not gonna fully agree with you, because she got a super crazy pop at the Royal Rumble. What was that, last year's Royal Rumble when she came back? So I'm just gonna say, like, you know, she was already kind of on the rise, and Liv Morgan before that. So I'm not gonna fully give Liv Morgan to anyone that says, you know, they made stars. Rhea Ripley, they definitely did get her over, in my opinion. I know that she had championships before, but she wasn't actually over with the crowd. You know, getting over doesn't mean just, you know, you get a championship and all that. Anybody can get a championship, don't mean you're over. Jinder Mahal. So yeah, Damian Priest, definitely, I don't know. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't know, like, it's hard with Damian Priest, because did they make him a star, or did they just make him a competent mid-card guy? But to be fair, he's kind of already that, because I don't think he's like a competent world champion. My bad, not competent. I don't think that he is a staple within the world championship scene. I think he's a staple within the mid-card scene, but to be fair, Damian Priest was kind of already that to begin with. I'll say that they put him on a bigger platform, and that they did make him more into a international star, but I don't think that he's really raised his stock in terms of being in the world heavyweight title scene as, like, you know, a staple within that division. I think that one world heavyweight title run might be the last one. Maybe gets another one. Dom, though, 1,000%. 1,000%. They made him into a superstar, and I will not deny that at all. And could they do it with Roxanne Perez? Yes. I also just don't want to see a Roxanne Dom story. That's going to be not the greatest. Now, as far as the cons, though, there's about 4 cons here. I'm not going to lie to you. They have no big feuds against other factions. None at all. They kind of always felt like they were a bit bottom tier in a sense. Like, I mean, the Hurt Syndicate or the Hurt Business was already done, so you can't really feud with them. Bloodline, no feud there. They just worked with them, and then I know they eventually had like a little implosion when they did work together, and that nothing came from that. You didn't put like Damian, Dom, Finn, and I guess it would have probably just been them. Was JD McDonough around? I don't think he was around back then, so it would have just been like those 3. Okay, sure. You could have went like those 4 though, when JD came around and they put them up against Bloodline, but you didn't really do that. So no big feuds against other factions. You do have the war at War Games against Cody, Jay, Seth, Sammy, and Randy Orton. So there is that. But I will say, even though they did last while they were, I mean, even though they had like the longevity, you gotta admit that like there were times where the Bloodline was on a decline, especially around 2022's time point, and they still were not the biggest faction. Like they didn't really look like the greatest in the world. 2022 and 2024 are like the tail end of 2024, the beginning of 2025, or like basically all 2025, and 2022 are probably their down years. 2023 great, the beginning of 2024 great. And like the start of 2020, no, not even the start, because no, I'm gonna be real with you. It was just Edge that looked great. It was just Edge. Yeah, no, I can't even give that to you. Like they looked fine in 2022. The Dom and Rhea stuff going against Rey Mysterio and all that, cool. It was actually really, not cool. That was really, really damn good. Damian and Finn were basically doing much of nothing. Like, they were just kind of there at points in time, mainly because the Usos had the Undisputed Tag Belt, so that didn't really help. So yeah, there wasn't really much going on with those guys. Finn was feuding with Edge. What was Damian doing? Oh my God, was that the year that Damian started feuding with Bad Bunny? Oh my God, it was. Oh yeah, no, that actually adds to my other con that I have here, where I said never had that running Raw feel to them, because they only had Rhea as a major champion while Damian and Finn were tag champs. The tag division was lacking competition. which is definitely true. We've been saying that about Raw's tag division for a good amount of time now, that even when, you had Finn and Damian having the undisputed tag belts, there just was not much there. And then you had them lose to Cody and Jey Uso. And I get that it's Cody Rhodes, it's Jey Uso, the two big stars. But I feel like Finn and Damian definitely should have went over them, in my opinion. That just shouldn't have been a thing, that they lost the belts to Cody and Jey, who aren't even a tag team, and they won them back 9 days later. I feel like when Sasha was feuding with Alexa, it just felt really stupid, in my opinion. If you're gonna have Sasha losing in 8 days, just don't have her lose it at all. It just, no, it made no sense. I mean, don't have Alexa lose it at all. It just made no sense, in my opinion. It kind of hurt Alexa Bliss's character too around that time. And then I said also, Dom not being successful in the mid-card division hurt them as well. He was never really successful before this current IC run, and I understand that, you wanted to really build it up and all that stuff, but it's I feel like it kind of hurt the group in a sense. I also noticed I have a really odd tendency of looking up a lot. It's because I'm thinking. It's not because I have anything written over here. It's literally just because I'm thinking back to what I wrote down, because I don't want to constantly be staring down here. But I realized that if I'm looking up here, it kind of also does the exact same thing. So yeah, I do it as I teach as well. So yeah, but no, Dom not really dominating, not even the NXT mid-card scene. You could have kept the mid-card belt on him a lot longer than 80 days. You didn't need to give it back to Dragon Lee at one point in time. No, you could have that belt on him for a good amount of time, to be honest, and really had him dominating the NXT North American title scene. Heck, you could have put the NXT championship on him if you really wanted to as well. I wouldn't have been opposed to that, but you didn't really do that. Then you eventually had JD come in, and JD was more or less just a jobber. The dude did literally nothing. So yeah, there's that. And it just, I don't know, it really felt like the group never really ran Raw. It just felt like they were more so, in my opinion, the entirety of Judgment Day has always felt like Ricochet as a heel in AEW, where I don't believe that he is the most menacing heel in AEW. He's running AEW and everybody's got to go through him and all that stuff. No, that's Jon Moxley. Jon Moxley in WWE would be the Bloodline. They were the biggest, baddest heels. They were running WWE. Ricochet is just a thorn in everybody's side that is causing a whole bunch of chaos. And mind you, that's good. Really, really good. But I feel like Judgment Day should have been a lot bigger than just thorns in everybody's side, whether it be the top card, mid card, main card, or top card, mid card, low card, instead of, they should have been more than just that, in my opinion, at least. I don't really think them being thorns in everybody's side was really the purpose of the group, especially when their whole entire point was taking out all the old guys, building up all the young folk. Well, I hate to say this, but you got Damian and Finn in the group who were both late, I think Finn was already in his 40s. Damian was 38, 39 years old. So it's you're not really building up the young guys in a sense. They had 2 young people in there. JD, I think, was around his mid 30s. I think he might be his mid 30s now. So he probably his early 30s. JD really did nothing, in my opinion. I feel had the group just had a lot more young people and just one older person, would have been a lot better, in my opinion. And then losing at War Games, in my opinion, really did hurt them as well. I really thought that hurt them a lot. I don't think that they needed the loss at War Games. Obviously, I mean, if they do win, the Seth get cashed in on. You could say that. Maybe you don't just have Seth get destroyed in the match, and then you have CM Punk, before anyone can even cash in, you have CM Punk come out, and that stops the whole cash in right there. So it's I don't know. I didn't really like the loss at War Games. I just felt like they didn't need it, in my opinion. And then I have lack great major storylines. Damian versus Finn failed, in my opinion. It just did not work. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm gonna step away from this for 2 seconds. I think Judgment Day should have ended last year. It easily should have ended last year. I think I said this for a while now, that once you had Dom turn and once you had Finn turn, you easily could have had Dom and Liv remove themselves from the group. You could have had Finn and JD try to get Carlito, or even Dom try to get Carlito, but Puerto Rican pride, he's going to be loyal to Damian Priest. That would have been much better. And then you have Finn and JD with the tag belts. You would have Damian and Carlito going after them for the tag belts. They become tag team champions now. Instead of doing the whole Damian Finn thing, would have been a lot better. Just do a bunch of tag team things. Or even if you did the 1v1, you wouldn't have so many interferences. You'd have Carlito backing backing Damian Priest, and then if you really wanted to have Carlito go back with Judgment Day, you easily could have him just turn on Damian Priest. I think that would have made Damian Priest an even bigger baby face. It also would have prevented the whole Damian Priest looking like a dang monster to the entire group, which I mean he should because he's bigger than all of them, but we didn't need that to happen. Okay, bigger folk can fall. So it's like you have that whole entire thing. And then with Dom and Liv, you would have them away from Judgment Day, and this would allow eventually it would keep them from looking so dang weak. They probably still look weak, but it would make a lot more sense though, because it's just Dom and Liv versus Rhea, not Dom, Liv, Finn, JD, Carlito, all these folk versus Rhea versus Damian. It would instead have been like a freaking 5v2, it would just been a 2v1 and then a 2v2, which would have been a lot better. Then you introduce Raquel, and then you could have probably done that storyline a lot better, which I'm gonna throw that one in here as well. Rhea and Raquel, you did nothing with it. Did they have a match? I feel like they did. Yeah, no, they did, but you did nothing with the match. Like you did nothing there. I thought we were gonna go from Liv and Rhea to Raquel and Rhea for a while, but no, you didn't do that at all. Mind you, there's a whole storyline there with Rhea and Raquel, like going back to NXT. So yeah, no, you did nothing with that. Finn and Edge, that was just absolutely atrocious. Finn definitely should have went over Edge. I don't know why Edge needed the win, especially if you're gonna give Rey Mysterio the win. Like, why did Edge need the win as well? Like, didn't Bad Bunny beat? Oh my God, did Bad Bunny beat Damian Priest at WrestleMania, or was that after? I think that was after. That was at Backlash, right? That was not at WrestleMania. Please tell me that wasn't. No. Because Finn lost, Dom lost, and then Damian, I don't think, had a match at WrestleMania. I think eventually, because Rhea then got the belt from Charlotte. Yeah, no, the major feuds just never really worked. Even like Rhea and Charlotte was just fine. It didn't really do much. Damian and Finn didn't really have like any major feuds within the tag scene besides Cody and Jay. That was really it. Dom didn't have any major feuds either besides Rey Mysterio. Like, that's the only one that actually worked. All the other ones kind of just whatever. And then you just continue the Dom Rey storyline for like an entire 2 more years, and it was just like, man, you're doing a little too much of this now. So it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. See, I have written here, in conclusion, I feel like the faction did serve its purpose as a group that was all about ushering in the next generation, because it did help out the likes of, again, Rhea, Liv, Dom. It did help them get even higher than they probably already were getting, especially in the case of Liv Morgan and possibly Rhea Ripley as well. However, they did fail in the department of out with the old and with the new, because of the old folks they had in the group. Like I already said that before. I think had they had younger people, would have been a lot better. All in all, I'd say that the group from start to finish is a solid 6.5 out of 10. I don't think it's bad by any means. I just don't think, they're gonna be remembered because of Rhea, because of like the stars they had in the group. But I don't think anybody's gonna remember moments from the group though. And like, that's, I think, what hurts the group. Like, for Bloodline, we're going to remember them going to war with Cody Rhodes. We're going to remember them going to war with Kevin Owens. For the Shield, remember them going to war with John Cena and them, with CM Punk, with Triple H, Randy Orton, and whoever the hell else that was. Was that Batista? It might have been Batista. Whoever else that was with the Authority. Remember them going to wars with John Cena and Randy Orton eventually. A little bit of Brock Lesnar, but not like too much. For like factions, like even like Damage Control, we remember them going to war with Bianca and them, and then going to war with Bayley. So it's like there's stuff there. There's just, for Judgment Day, it's like, are we really gonna remember Damian and Finn? Are we gonna remember Liv and Rhea? Are we gonna remember Finn and Edge? Like, or are we gonna remember Finn and Edge for the night that Finn should have won? I feel like that's probably what we're gonna remember the most. Like, I don't think it's gonna be like a moment that everybody remembers. It's gonna be like the ones that Finn Balor fans remember, and the ones that Edge fan, just the ones that Finn Balor fans remember as like, damn, that was basically the burial of Finn Balor. Definitely an above average group that, thanks to Rhea, will likely always be remembered. Like I just said, just never really hit their peak just never really hit the peak it should have hit as of right now, but definitely not a complete failure by any means, as It did build stars. I put it did both stars. I don't know what the hell that means. But yeah, no, I think like the group is fine. I think it's better than the Brawling Brutes. I'll tell you that right now. I think it did much better than the Hurt Business. I'll tell you that right now as well. I just think that it never really hit a peak that it definitely should have hit. Like, there's no high point for Judgment Day. Like, what's their best year? 2023? That's not a high point for Judgment Day. It's a high point for Rhea Ripley. Judgment Day, it's like, I don't know, SummerSlam 2024? Is that the high point? Because like that was like the year that was the moment where you had the double backstabbings and all that stuff. Like, is that the moment we're talking about? Maybe, sure, why not? But there's never really a peak with this group, in my opinion. And it's really why, like, I don't mind the fact that they're going to implode. I think it does need to happen now. I just think it's happening way too late, in my opinion. Last year would have been a much better year. And like the other reason why I don't want Roxanne joining, because a lot of people said, like, because I made a Gabe Kidd video with the not the War Dogs, with the Death Riders. I forgot the name for a second. People were like, well, why do you like this edition if they're gonna if the reason that Gabe Kidd isn't joining is because they're gonna implode, but you don't like Roxanne joining? It's because I've seen the same thing play out multiple times now. That's the problem. Like, I know Roxanne joining is gonna lead to its implosion. That's not great though, when you should have already had it happen at least once or twice before. Doing it now, it's like, no. Like, you had Finn and Damian having issues in 2023. Why did the issues barely get awakened the following year? Like, no, I'm sorry. And then the following year, you didn't have the full implosion. Like, no. And if it does implode this year, what happens now? Like, what? You have Dom and Liv go their own way, and we're gonna have what? Liv and Roxanne feuding over what? Over Dom? Like, if Dom's gonna be with Liv going forward, should he just why would he pick Roxanne? Like, I don't even get what they're gonna be feuding over. No, it's just, in my opinion, I just think the implosion should have happened a long time ago. And while yes, Roxanne joining the group will lead to it, I don't like it the same way I do like Gabe Kidd joining it. It's not just because AEW mark or anything like that. It's, I haven't seen it with the Death Riders yet. I've seen the same storyline with the Judgment Day multiple times now. Can't keep doing it. Oh man.